If you really think about it, life is just a series of decisions that slowly drain your bank account while raising your happiness bar in unpredictable ways. Some people are going to buy vacations, some people are going to adopt pets, and some people like us, wake up one day and decide, yeah, my V8 needs to scream a tiny bit louder. Now, to be clear, the ICE 500 is already kind of a unicorn. You know, a naturally aspirated V8 in 2025 with a warranty. That's like finding a PS5 at retail price on launch week. It doesn't happen. But even with that unicorn badge, the stock exhaust on his car, it's polite, it's respectful. It's the guy who opens the elevator door and apologizes when someone bumps into him. But me, I'm trying to daily a samurai. So yes, I bought the Apexi N1 Titanium exhaust. And today we're going to talk about what that means to the car, to my wallet, and to my sense of identity as a person who likes to hear mechanical things scream just a tiny bit louder. Let's start with the question everyone asks you when you tell them you bought an aftermarket exhaust. Why? Isn't it already fast? Fast, yes. Fun, yes. But sound? The stock exhaust sounds like Lexus tuned it while meditating in a candlelit room with a do not disturb sign on the door. And for reference, this is how it sounds like stock. And there's nothing wrong with quiet. But the IS 500 isn't supposed to be quiet. It's a car built during the final act of V8 sedans, a sunset chapter, a love letter to internal combustion. It deserves a voice that actually lets people know it's alive. The thing is, sound matters. We underestimate how much it shapes the driving experience. You could have a 500 horsepower hand-built engine, but if the car sounds like a vacuum cleaner set to medium, your brain won't register it as exciting. Humans are primitive, we react to noise. We want the growl, the crackle, the depth, the texture. That sound tells your brain, this is power, this is motion, this is something worth paying attention to. So for me, upgrading exhaust wasn't just about noise. It was about unlocking the character Lexus politely hid behind regulations and customer feedback surveys. And yes, it was also about treating myself. Life's short, you know, might as well enjoy the soundtrack. Before we get too philosophical about metal tubes, let's actually talk about what I bought. So Apexi, if you're new here, is one of those Japanese car brands that people talk about. I know there's a lot of other options out there for the IS 500. You know, you see a lot of Borla, Meisterschaft, GT House, things like that. They all sound great, don't get me wrong, but they all kind of sound like a Mustang or a muscle car to me a little bit, and that wasn't what I was going for. I didn't want my car to basically turn into a neighborhood alarm clock every time I start up in the morning. And sound really is the keyword here. Some make your car sound like a muscle car, some make it sound like a confused trumpet, and some make it sound like your neighbors are going to hate you. With the Apexi, it really sounds like a high-end JDM Grand Tourer with a V8 tucked underneath. Not like American Muscle or German Thunder, just incredibly smooth, clean, with an incredibly addictive tone. And here we are en route to go pick up the exhaust. It's a perk to live near where they're at, so you can go pick it up basically the next day. And right after that, we went to a nearby place called Project Import. They had a nice cute doggo manning the station here. And watching your car go up on a lift, suddenly you see it in an angle you never get to. It's kind of like the car shedding its polite side, moving away from like its quiet luxury into something more alive. And when a car is lowered back down, it's subtle, and you feel the transformation before you even hear it. And with that, this car has now come to life. Let me show you guys some sound clips to show you exactly what I mean. So you can see the car, the tone, it's deep, warm, controlled. There aren't really a lot of sharp edges, fake rasp. It's just a smooth, elegant, confident V8 growl. And here's the clip of it with a cold start. And some people people are gonna say there's drone, but to me, I don't really think there's any drone in here. You do hear the car a bit, but it's not drone. It's a nice, deep, rich bass, and with the rising notes, it's like a symphony every time you hear it downshift. Because there's something people don't talk about enough. I think a good exhaust doesn't just change the sound, it changes how the car feels. Suddenly, the throttle feels lighter, the engine feels happier, and your right foot becomes 12% more dangerous. So as you drive, I mean, the tone, it's addicting. You find yourself downshifting where you don't need to, accelerating from like 30 to 40 just to hear the note rise, rolling the window down when the AC is perfect. The sound isn't loud, it's present. It's kind of like a soundtrack that adjusts to your intentions. And the titanium is lightweight, so it means the engine actually revs a little bit freer or a little bit lighter. It's small, but you feel it. And this is when the IS500 becomes just a bit more alert, more responsive, and more alive. And it's also the part when you start telling yourself, yeah, this was absolutely worth the money, even if your bank account disagrees. Because here's the thing about car mods, they're really logical, but they're deeply human. I'm gonna say this is opening the doors for me to get even more mods. I actually want the mid-pipe too, resonated, but we're gonna wait when it's back in stock. So when we're replacing the mufflers, the mechanic let me know that my resonators were actually kind of broken. I'm not sure how, so the drone actually is a little bit louder than it even should be in here, but I love the sound. And look, free reason to get a new mid-pipe. Because yeah, mod is a statement, it's a choice, it's a way of saying I want this thing to be a little bit more me. The IS500 is rare enough that most people will never see one, but to me, the owner, the sound does matter because it is the one part of the car you interact with every single second you're driving. Buying an Apexi wasn't about performance numbers, it wasn't about impressing anyone, it wasn't about the sound. Okay, it was definitely about the sound, but the real reason, it was about connecting to a car in a different way. I mean, the stock sound already was good, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't loud enough. I caught myself flooring it just to hear it wake up. And yeah, the MPG was definitely feeling it. Now, I don't really feel that itch, it already sounds alive, even when I'm cruising. That alone made it feel worth it. And that's really what it's all about, enhancing your daily joy, adding flavor to your commute. It's about balance, you know, I work, I grind, but the car, that's where we get to play. And upgrades like this, it reminds you that it's okay to enjoy the little things. You know, life isn't just about KPIs and deadlines. Sometimes it's just about flooring it and listening to your car sing. And if you guys are still watching, first, thank you for watching this video. It's getting pretty long. I hope you guys enjoyed the clip of me driving back. just to hear how it sounds inside the cabin. And for my own sanity check, I'm gonna list up a few things on why I think this was a great purchase. So number one, titanium doesn't corrode like ever. So this exhaust is gonna outlive the car, possibly me, possibly all of us. It's insanely lightweight. That's number two. You're gonna feel the difference. The engine revs smoother, quicker, cleaner. Seriously, when you press on it now, the throttle response is a lot better. The sound is pure quality. It's not loud. It's not annoying. It's just right. To me, I'm sure some people do like it louder. And that sounds great too. And zero drone, that's number four. Depends on who you ask, but to me, seriously, there's zero drone. You're supposed to hear the car a little bit anyways. And what's the point of installing exhaust if you can't hear your own car, right? So zero drone means you can still enjoy quiet drives with your girlfriend without her roasting you about buying loud boy car parts. And five, Apexi has heritage. It isn't just like a random brand. It's a name with decades of engineering behind it. Man, I just love that sound. And six, it makes driving more fun. And honestly, that's the real ROI. With the megaphone piping structure, it brings improved torque and throttle response across the power band, so its responsiveness is much better. It literally means that the system isn't just for sound, it's engineered for performance. It brings a sound and tone that matches the platform. Apexi really designed this axleback to let the engine breathe. It has internal hybrid silencers, which brings effective sound resonance. Coupled with the 93mm tips, does suggest a more free-flowing design, and that means, more room without being more obnoxious. And even though it is titanium, it's not like excessively lighter than stock. But you know what? Like less weight equals small but meaningful benefits. So if you're thinking about getting new exhaust for your IS500 and you want one that's not too loud, but it's still going to bring out your car, I would say that Apexi is definitely the one to go with. The Apexi really makes the IS500 feel more alive, and in the process, it made me feel more connected to something I genuinely enjoy. I think that's the underrated part of car culture. You're not really just modifying a machine, you're modifying moments, memories, daily life. And you're choosing how your world sounds when you're inside it. So yeah, I bought a titanium exhaust, sure. It was probably financially irresponsible, but emotionally, spiritually, sonically, 100% worth it. And if you guys are still watching, thank you so much for watching the whole video. Please like and subscribe. I'm new to this YouTube game, but I'm going to be posting more and more. Thanks.